I have one thing to say to all those people who are saying, oh, but she kills dogs in the future. That one thing is, I'm really more of a cat person anyway.
Isn't that right, Sheldon? Isn't that right?
Hello, this is Cinnabon18, and this is my review for Cruella. This movie was... wow. First off, that's what I can say. Wow. This film is surprisingly good. Like, I was not going to watch this film because a lot of these Disney remakes I have hated. I did like Maleficent. I did like Cinderella. And I did like Aladdin. Beauty and the Beast I haven't liked as well over time. And I have not seen The Jungle Book yet. But this one, I wasn't going to see it. I didn't even really watch the trailers because I'm like, I'm just not going to see it. And then I started seeing it get good reviews, and I started seeing, wait a minute, this is the guy who did I, Tonya? Wait, I really like the I, Tonya. Oh, it has Paul Walter Hauser? He's always good. Emma Stone? Okay, she's never given a bad performance. All right, I'll watch it. So I waited till I could watch it in a way that I wanted to. So like a matinee where it was slightly cheaper. And this film, the story, the plot, were pretty good. It reminds me a lot of Maleficent, and the director of I, Tonya, Craig Gillespie, I believe is his name. He knows how to make an anti-hero. He is very good at making characters that you either hate to love or love to hate. Either way, how you feel about the character. With this movie, the one thing I have to say is the absolute standout is the costumes. This movie, the costumes are amazing. I love the costumes in this movie. In the same way the editing in Bohemian Rhapsody was flashy, 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 the costumes in this movie were flashy, 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 flashy. There's a different costume every 5 seconds. It's like I said, the editing. But is it going to be up for Oscar contention? I think it should get nominated. I think it most likely will get nominated. I'm not going to say it's going to win yet because last time I said, oh, this movie is absolutely winning costumes. It didn't even get nominated, and it should have won. I still stand by the fact that Rocketman should have won. But no, it wasn't even nominated. But anyway, another standout of this film was the soundtrack. They had, in the same way the costumes were flashy, 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 the soundtrack was, oh, here's a new song back from the 60s, 70s era, about the time it takes place. And new song, new classic, all these older songs that are really good. Like, I recognize quite a few of them. Granted, I like music from that era pretty well. And the soundtrack was really good. It was like Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, except more gritty. One big negative I have to say about the film is the CGI in some spots was laughably bad. There were some serious scenes that had CGI, and I laughed because of how bad it looked. And there's one scene that reminded me of a scene from, I believe, Tomorrow Never Dies. It was the last Pierce Brosnan James Bond film, and if you've seen that, or at least that scene, and you see a scene in Cruella, you will understand what I'm talking about. It's ripped straight from 2002. I think the James Bond film was The World Is Not Enough, maybe. Yeah, I think that's what the one it was. Sorry, I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen that scene, and it's very similar. Emma Stone was great, as she always is. Emma Thompson was just as good as Emma Stone. Paul Walter Hauser was funny. The other guy who was Cruella's sidekick was also very funny. Again, this film has a chance at costume nominations, but anything other than that, I'd say is a long shot, especially because we still got a way to go in this Oscar year. I like this film. I thought I was going to give it like a 6 or 7 going into it. If it was really good, maybe an 8. It's in between a 9 and a 10, but I might round it up to a 10. Either way, it's going to be one of my favorite movies of the year so far. I'll just round it up to a 10 for now, 10 out of 10. But keep in mind, there are some flaws with it. It's a Disney movie, so whether that's your thing or not might depend on whether or not you like it. The style of this film, like I said, with Craig Gillespie, I believe is his name, and if that is wrong, I have said it twice now, so oops. The style is really interesting. It's a darker, because it takes place in London, it seems to be very cloudy there in movies all the time. But it reminds me a little bit of the Lady and the Tramp remake, but except with a darker feel to it. And the movie was pretty dark, but I liked it. I liked the plot. I think it's worth watching, especially if you think you'd like it. I'd rather recommend going to the theaters to see it, or if you have a family. Again, it's a little dark, so younger kids may not like it, but older kids may not like it because they might think it's too kiddish. So if you have a family, it might be worth getting it on Disney Plus or going to the theater to watch it if that's your thing. I definitely recommend it. Thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. This is Cinnabon18 signing out. And the beginning of this video, I want you to know that I'm just kidding. I do not advocate for killing dogs. Thank you. Ah, crap. Was my face like this the whole time?